Hello everybody, I'm Melissa and welcome back to Book Bar. Welcome to my KU check-in / TBR. I've been seeing a lot of people do these recently and I have done this twice previously. I try to do it about once a quarter where I just go over the books that I have checked out on Kindle and the books that I've returned without, I go over what's on my Kindle. So the last time we went over it, obviously I had 20 books checked out. I will link the last two check-ins up here, but I had 20 books checked out, and of those 20 books I have read 12. I have returned 4 without reading them, and I have 2 that are still the same, so which I feel like that doesn't add up, but I don't know. So the 4 that I've returned without reading, 3 of them I still want to read. I just I needed the spots, and so I just returned them. And 1 I am no longer going to try to read because it is no longer on KU. In the whole series got taken off KU because it got picked up by a publisher. So if I can get it from my library or something, I'll read it. If not, then I cut my losses. But that book is Guild by Ravine Kennedy. The Plated Prisoner series got picked up by a publisher, so they had to be taken off of KU. So I wasn't going to be able to get through all of the books before they were taken off KU. So I was like, well, I might as well just get rid of the 1 that I have because I don't want to read just 1 and then have to buy the other ones. If I decide to read it, I'll buy them all. Then the other book is Torn by Carrie and Cole. I just have not been in the mood for such an angsty book that I know is going to be very angsty and taboo. I just haven't been in the mood for that. Then also the Truth About Heartbreak by B. Celeste. I've also returned to that one. Again, same type of thing. I'm just not sure I'm ready to read that yet. And I know that Anyplay has it on audio, so I might listen to it that way. But for now, I have just taken it off. And then the last one is Love Unexpected by Q.B. Tyler. I don't really know why I took that one off. I still am really interested in reading it, and it's like the Q.B. Tyler book that I am most interested in reading, I think. So I know I need to get it again. I took it off for some reason. And then the 2 that are still on there are Throttled by Lauren Asher and The Wreckage of Us by Brittainy Cherry. Those are still on my KU. I'm not going to talk about those because obviously I have talked about them. I think they've both been on there since my January check-in, or February, whatever month I did my first one. But the books that I have read from that list are Wretched by Emily McIntyre, Savage Hearts by J.T. Geisinger, Praise by Sarah Kate, Fair Catch by Candy Steiner, Inked in Lies by Giana Darling, Marriage for One by Ella Mays, Not My Match by Elsa Madden Mills, A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner, Run Posey Run by Kate C. Wells, The Longing of Lone Wolves by Lana Pacherzek, Blame It on the Champagne by Fiona Cole, and Ignite by Melanie Harlow. Plus I have read 19 other KU books throughout these last couple months. But now we're just going to get into the books that I have read, or that I have checked out right now. A lot of these, 5 of these books are checked out because I'm going to a author signing in San Antonio in September. So I checked out some books from that. So 5 of these are from that, and then the rest are just new books to add. The first one that is new is Dead Man Walking by Giana Darling. Of course, this is the 6th and up till now, the final book. I mean, I know Caution to the Wind will come out soon, hopefully. The 6th book in the Fallen Men series. This is Priest and Bee, and Bee is Lulu's sister, and Priest is the, bad guy. Not the bad guy, what can I think of the hitman for the MC. Obviously, his name is Priest, but he's not a priest, so I am excited. It's an age gap, dark motorcycle club, psychopath hero. I'm excited for it. I actually have already started this one, so this one will be off of my KU by the next check-in for sure. Then the next book, I'll just go over the 5 that I have checked out for my author signing. I have Simmer by CG Burnette. I just kind of looked at all the authors that are going, and I picked out some books from all of them. This one says, she was the one that got away. He was the one she could never forget. 3 years could change a man. I was proof of that. Pride and selflessness forced me to make choices that altered my life forever. But my biggest regret would always be letting her go. The love of my life, my forever. Destined for culinary greatness, I left behind the only life I've ever known and the man who owned my heart until he tore it apart, shattering it to pieces. He was my everything until he made me feel like nothing. He is my weakness. She is my hope. Our relationship may have died, but the love we share still simmers. A constant flame that refuses to burn out, but love only fixes everything in fairy tales. It can't always bind broken hearts until fate decides our fairy tale isn't over. So that sounds really good. I'm excited. I don't love second chance romances, but I'm excited to see how this one plays out. Then the next book for that is Could Have Been Me by Audrey Ravine. 10 years ago, he walked away. Callie gave herself to Beau when she was 17 years old. The high school football star was everything she dreamed of. They had their whole future planned. College, marries, babies. A life full of love and happiness. Then suddenly he left. No reason, no phone calls, no contact. He became a ghost of her past. Haunted and alone, Callie was left broken and forced to carry a burden no 17-year-old should bear. They say time heals all wounds, but truth is she grieves her loss every single day. Seemingly healthy and happy, Kathy is a month away from her dream wedding to the small town's wealthiest bachelor. Any woman should be lucky to have such a man, but now he's back, her first love. Will she be able to resist Beau's charm, or will she succumb to the draw of the one that got away? That sounds good. It sounds like it might possibly be a secret baby. We'll see. Then I have Messages from the Other Side, a second chance shifter romance by A.R. Hall. Again, an author that's going to be at this event. Lost and unrecognizable, Diana has been hiding out since the accident. That is until a stranger gives her a way to communicate with someone from the other side. For a year, Ben has been stuck in limbo, unable to move on. He's not ready to give up on his life or his girl. There are rumors amongst the dead of some coming back. What would you do if you had the opportunity for a second chance? Could you make the deal? That's fun. It's a short little novella, so that'll be a good one to read quickly. Then I have Hush Darling by Avery Kingston. It's time for Gia Giordano to die. Nothing in Gia's life has ever gone to plan. She never planned to become an orphan. She never planned to marry a dangerous, abusive man. She never planned to get pregnant, and now there's only one way out. She has to disappear permanently. This is the one thing in Gia's life that must go according to plan. Tanner Wilder is barely existing. He spent the last 3 years of his life living in silent solitude with nothing but his grief and regrets. Then a snowstorm blows a beautiful, mysterious creature into his life. She's nothing but trouble. Every word out of her mouth is a lie, same as him. So both are staying hush. Sometimes two people don't need words to connect. That sounds fantastic. A lot of these I had already read. I have like a playlist, or not a playlist. I have like a wish list of books for this signing, and some of these just sound really good, and that's why so I've been trying to actively pick those, not just my normal KU wish list books. Then the last book that I have for authors that are going to this event is King of Corium by J.L. Beck and C. Hallman. I believe Cheyenne from That Tall Book Girl really liked this book, so when I saw that those authors were going to be there, I was like, oh, let me put this one on my KU. She came here for protection, but that's the last thing she's going to find. Welcome to Corium University, where the most dangerous criminals in the world send their offspring. Assassins, mafia leaders, arms dealers, and art thieves. You name it, this college houses them. Nothing can touch us here. The only rule, no one can die. Oh, that's like Kingmakers. I knew she would be here. Aspen was my enemy in every shape of the word. A liar, a thief. I wanted revenge for my family against her father. I knew the rules, knew I couldn't kill her, but I couldn't hurt her. I could make her wish she never came to Corium. She wasn't made for this place. If she thought the university was the only nightmare she would have to face, she was wrong. I was the king, and this is my kingdom. Oh, yes. Dark Noodle, Enemies to Lovers, contains dark themes, including dubcon, non-con. Okay. Still sounds really good, so I will definitely be picking that one up. Now, just into the fun books that I have checked out. the rest of the books that I've checked out. I have 1% of You by Michelle Gross. I believe Caitlin from the Love Librarian read this and talked about it, and it sounded really good. I think it's like an age gap, possibly older woman, but let's see. Make no mistakes about it. I know what I look like to others. Young, government-aided, pregnant mom. Oh, so might be age gap older man, but single mom, single parent. They see Lucy on my hip, and they see a mistake. I mean, why else would someone have a child so young, right? They couldn't be more wrong. I'm too busy most days between parenting, work, and finishing up my last year of nursing school to let their judging gaze tear me down until he moves into the vacant house next to the apartments I live in. His cold, blunt observation of us doesn't differ from any other stranger. He doesn't know me, but he's already painting a picture of who he thinks I am in his mind. He judges my very round belly, Lucy's inability to leave him alone, the bags under my eyes, and the fact that I couldn't care less what I look like anymore. He's a rude guy, stays that way for months too. Then something happens, I'm not even sure what. Judgmental guy decides Lucy and me, as well as baby Eli, are worth his friendship. Turns out judgmental guy isn't too mean. Okay, he kind of still is, but he graduates to Elijah. I build an unlikely friendship with him, and which deems it necessary for him to start smiling around me and my kids. I'm wrong again. Elijah isn't rude. He's terrifying. His strange acts of kindness are unraveling me. Elijah is only my friend, right? Fudge. I think I'm wrong again. Single mom, slow burn romance. Love it. Sounds like it might also possibly be Grumpy Sunshine, which is fantastic. Then I have The Words by A Jade. I know Tori from Novel Life read this and really, really loved it. It was one of her favorite books from July. And I've heard nothing but good things. I think there's like a time jump. They were really close. Something happens, and then now they hate each other. But he was the talented bad boy everyone wanted. I was the irrelevant geek everybody hated. He was the sun drawing all of us in. I was the black hole taking up space. He was destined to be a star. I was destined to remain an insignificant no one until he made me believe I was special, and then he destroyed me. I never thought I'd see Phoenix Walker again after he broke my heart, but fate had other plans. 1 tour, 8 weeks, 40 shows. Countless opportunities to make him pay. But the world thought he was God, but I knew the truth. Sounds wonderful. It's a chunky book. So it will be interesting to read. I can get the audiobook with Whisper Sync, so I might have to do that, but we'll see. Then I have Between Hello and Goodbye by Emma Scott. This is another one that I got from a YouTube recommendation. I think Sam from Sam Reads a Little loved this and read this and really loved it. She's a city girl in Seattle. He's a firefighter in a rainforest. This is never going to work. Faith Benson isn't your emergency contact. She's the party girlfriend you call for a good time. The gal pal who loves mimosas, brunch, and martinis at happy hour. Sounds like me. But her carefree lifestyle threatens her job at a top Seattle ad agency. There's no one better at landing big accounts when she shows up, but her boss demands she take a leave of absence to get her head on straight. Faith heads to the remote Hawaiian island of Kauai, far away from vices that get her in trouble. A twisted ankle on day 1 requires rescuing from a man who is vice personified, a gorgeous firefighter who awakens feelings in her heart she never knew existed. Asher McKay doesn't get involved with beautiful tourists beyond taking them to bed and then watching them leave his tiny island. He's devoted his life to the safety and care of everyone around him, except himself, until he meets Faith Benson, the city girl whose vibrant inner beauty shines a light on the dark corners of his life, showing him how safe but empty it truly is. Despite their best efforts to keep their distance, Faith and Asher fall hard and fast, but there's an ocean between them. They're building their lives on opposite sides of the Pacific, while their feelings for each other grow more profound and undeniable by day. Something has to give. When Asher receives devastating news, he and Faith have to decide once and for all to entrust their hearts fully, to give to the other, or to return their safe but separate worlds, because neither can endure much longer, living somewhere between hello and goodbye. Sounds great. Then I have Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is another one that I believe Cheyenne from That Tall Book Girl and Caitlin from The Love Librarian and Liezl from Liezl Loves Reading, I think is her channel. I'll tag it below. They've all read this and loved this. It's kind of making its rounds. It sounds fantastic. It's about a cowboy, rodeo cowboy, ride on pony. The rules are simple. Keep my hands off his daughter and stay out of trouble. But now I'm stuck with her. There's only one bed and all rules are made to be broken. I'm the face of professional bull riding, the golden boy, or at least I was, until it all blew up in my face. Now my agent says I have to clean up my image, so I'm stuck with his ball-busting daughter for the rest of the season as my full-time supervision. But I don't want a goddamn babysitter, especially one with skin-tight jeans, a sexy smirk, and a mouth that can't stop running. Because Summer isn't just another conquest. She sees the man behind the mask, and she doesn't run. She pulls me closer, even when she shouldn't. She says, this means nothing. I say, this means everything. She says there are boundaries we shouldn't cross, that my reputation can't take any more hits, and neither can her damaged heart. So I'm going to steal it anyway. Sounds great. I'm really excited to read that one. Then I have The Shire Prince, which is Royals Book 2 by Ella Fields. This is the second book in a, I think it's duet. The Royals duet. The first book was A King So Cold. Can't really say much about it because it is like a love triangle. The first one. It's a fantasy romance. I really enjoyed it. So I'm not going to read the summary because I don't want to give anything away. So, but I do have that one. I read A King So Cold in July. So, but I'm just not ready, like in the mood to pick it up right now. So I think I'll be okay holding off for a little bit. Then I have Misbehaved by Charleigh Rose, an age gap student teacher romance. Remington Stringer has never been like most girls. She's outspoken, brazen, and wants nothing more than to escape the Nevadan hell hole she calls home. On the brink of 18, she, with a deceased mother and a well-meaning yet absent father, she is forced to fend for herself. The only person she's ever had to depend on is her borderline obsessive stepbrother, Ryan. But what used to be her anchor is quickly becoming a loose cannon. When Remy gets the opportunity to attend the best private school in the state during her senior year of high school, she jumps at the chance. Then she meets Mr. James. Ornery, aloof, and totally irresistible. Most girls would swoon in secrecy. Most girls would doodle his name with hearts in their notebook. But Remy Stringer has never been like most girls. Yep, student teacher. Sounds good. Then I have Black by Sophie Lark. This is the 8th book in the Underworld series. This follows Black and someone else. I can't remember. But it doesn't say on here. Holly. And it's a second chance, I believe. Or friends to lovers, something like that. But don't want to say much because it will kind of, well, I don't know. I think the way she reorganized it, this book should actually be book like 3, book 2 in the Underworld series. Sophie rebranded this series, and this is book 8 now, and I believe it was book 1 or 2 originally. So yeah, I'm excited for it. It's like the last book in the series that I need to read, so I'm like really taking my time with it, especially because we don't get another Sophie book till December. So I'm like taking my time. I have 4 books left of hers to read, and I don't want them to be over. Then I have Hydrous by Amara Rae. This is the Immortal Coven book 2. Basically, the first book is Lifeblood. I don't want to say much because they're all standalones, but they all follow the same, they all follow a plot that's like overarching, I believe, if I remember correctly. But it's a coven of six, I think, different or like half-breed witches. And the first one was Lifeblood, and that one I read for reading BookTuber's favorite vlog. And this is actually Jenn from the Book Reviews. This is actually one of her favorites, she said, but I had to read Lifeblood first. So I don't want to say much about it, but this is Naya. She's one of the witches. And I believe she does something with like water. She's half fae, I do know that. I believe that's said in the first one. So I'm excited for it. It'll be a good, I think she's half fae. I could be wrong. I don't remember. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I need to get to it soon. Then I have Witches Get Stitches, which is Stay a Spell book 3. This is another werewolf shifter romance. This is Violet Savoy and Nico Cruz. We meet Nico in the first one. He's he's cousins with Mateo, I believe. He's Mateo's cousin. So he is a wolf shifter, and he's also like a musician. I'm excited for it. But this is what it says. Friends to lovers, loads of pining, low angst, high humor, a witch-werewolf coupling, which I knew, super steamy, and a magical supply closet. Juliette, I'm excited. Sounds fantastic. But yeah, so I need to get caught up on the Stay Spell series because it was just announced that the 5th book is coming out on Halloween, and that is like the book that has been like hinted at since book 1. The couple that's been hinted at since book 1, so I'm really excited for it. To see it all come together, because it's Ruben who is a vampire, and like the vampire king, and Jules who's like the oldest of the Savoy sisters, and they've always kind of had like a bantery thing, and I'm excited. Then I have It Ain't Me Babe by Tillie Cole. This is the Hades Hangman book 1. I also have this audiobook because they had it for $1.99 with Whisper Sync. So, sinning never felt so good. A fortuitous encounter, a meeting that should never have happened. Many years ago, 2 children from completely different worlds forged a connection, a fateful connection, an unbreakable bond that would change their lives forever. Salome knows the only way to live under Prophet David's rule. Knows only one way to live under Prophet David's rule. In the commune she calls home, Salome knows nothing of life beyond her strict faith, nor life beyond the fence. The fence that cages her, keeps her trapped in an endless cycle of misery. A life she believes she's destined to lead until a horrific event sets her free. Fleeing the absolute safety of all she's ever known, Salome is thrust into the world outside, a frightening world full of uncertainty and sin, into the protective arms of a person she believed she would never see again. River Styx Nash knows one thing for certain. He was born and bred to wear a cut, raised in a turbulent world of sex, Harleys, and drugs. Styx unexpectedly has the heavy burden of the Hades Hangman gavel thrust upon him, all at the ripe old age of 26, much to his rival's delight. Haunted by a crushing speech impediment, Styx quickly learns to deal with his haters. Powerful fists, an iron jaw, and the skillful use of the treasure German blade has earned him a fearsome reputation as a man not to be messed with in the shadowy world of outlaw MCs. A reputation that successfully keeps most people far, far away. Styx has only one rule: never let anyone get too close. It's a plan that he has stuck to for years. That is until a young woman is found injured on his lot, a woman who looks uncannily familiar, a woman who clearly does not belong in his world, yet a woman he feels reluctant to let go. And then the last book that I have currently checked out is One Hot Italian Summer by Karina Halle. This is a single dad romance, and it's like her agent's ex, and it's actually on my August TBR as my Kindle Unlimited book. So an author finds inspiration in Tuscany in the form of a hot Italian single dad. This summer is going to be a scorcher, and this is her agent's ex. So I'm excited for all of these. They all sound fantastic. Let me know down in the comments which of these you have read and loved. If any of these are terrible and I should not read them, let me know. But yeah, I'm excited. Stay tuned for the 4th round of this in November, December time. But yeah, that and of course, stay tuned for my next video. But that is all I have for now. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, all that fun stuff. It really helps me out. And I'll talk to you all in the next one. Bye!